Welcome back to Ales and Fails Miniatures. We're actually starting a new series this week. We've decided that opening case is a lot of fun, obviously, but we also want to show off what you can do with each individual case. So we've decided to pick a range between $50 and $60 of that case that you can buy as individuals from Miniature Market or whatever your local, site is that you can buy individual miniatures from. So we're taking this and we are making 3 different sets of miniatures that all flow well together, that we can make one-shots or arcs out of, whatever it is in your campaign that you decide to use these on. And in this series, we're actually going to do Monster Manual Collection 1. We have picked out some really good sets of miniatures here, and we want you guys to vote on them. So once we're finished describing all of these sets of miniatures, please make sure to hit that like and subscribe, number 1. But number 2, let us know which one you are most intrigued on for a second video for us to really break down and go through all the stat blocks and everything like that on for a one-shot, and actually kind of give you ideas on how to run a one-shot with these. So before we get too far into it, let's just get into it. All right, let's get into the 3 different sets that we've picked out today. Nick?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've picked out 3 different themes that we think will be fun. We focused on levels 5 through 7 for this particular video. It won't always be that, but that seems like a good place to start. The 3 sets that we've laid out are our undead set, which seems to be probably the most usable. It was really easy to build out because there's a lot of minis for it in this set. And we've named this campaign the Gravecaller's Durge.
Yeah. And with this, it's the most reusable set, in my opinion. But we'll get it back into that.
Agreed. I think another very usable set, and this is my personal favorite one, is your classic D&D animals. This one, we focused on a couple of major creatures like the owlbear and werewolves, and we've named this campaign the Gnarled Hollow. It's got your spiders, your direwolf, a couple of wolves, some were-rats. It's a really, really nice rounded set, and 12 minis isn't a bad deal for 60 bucks. Not your 20, 25 minis you got there, but this one's also good. And then we've got Gannon's favorite set, the Elementals. And this one by far has the coolest name. We've decided the campaign name for this one is the Alchemists Runoff.
Yeah.
Very much excited for this one. It's got your 2 really similar sculpts on your water and fire elementals, as well as using your black oozes.
The black ooze splits along with the steam and smoke methods. I will say the only thing I'm disappointed that we didn't get into the set due to price range was the ochre jellies. But obviously, if you decide to spend more, you can obviously spin ochre jellies into this very easily.
Absolutely.
So let's get into these different sets. All right. So the first one we're going to get into is going to be the undead. This is going to be your biggest bang for your buck. So, Nick?
The great cathedral of St. Markovio was once a beacon of celestial hope. But today, its bells ring only with the sound of cracking bone. As you cross the threshold, the air doesn't just turn cold. It turns stagnant, thick with the cloying scent of ancient dust and the metallic tang of dried blood. You expect to hear the screams of the dying, but instead, there's only a low, rhythmic vibration, a deep, subsonic hum that rattles your very marrow. Beneath the shattered, stained glass, the pews are filled with congregants whose prayers ended centuries ago. Their hollow rib cages now act as tuning forks for a darker power. Deep in the lightless crypts, the gas Gravecaller begins his work, conducting a choir of the damned whose moans bridge the gap between this world and the Shadowfell. Every note he strikes pulls a piece of your soul towards the altar, where the vampire umbral ward waits to be fed. The line between life and undeath is no longer a boundary. It has become a symphony of the macabre. You must find the source of this discord before your own voice is added to the eternal, silent chorus. In this house of God, only the dead are truly at home.
So, obviously this one is undead. It's a lot more dark. It's a lot more based on, well shit, the undead. But there's a lot of good miniatures in this set to base that off of. Again, race, spectrals, the vampires, the beautiful, absolutely sickening looking gassed Gravecaller, which is just a sweet miniature to begin with. And then, again, I used a couple of extra of my own zombies, and I would assume, well, maybe not assume, but hope that you have a couple of extra zombies where you're not using all of the same ones just from this set. And same with skeletons. There's a lot of overlap in this set, but it is a very nice, well-rounded, reusable portion of the Monster Manual Collection 1. Alright, moving off of the undead though. Really excited about that. Great set. We're going to move over to the animal-esque aspect of Monster Manual Collection 1. Again, a lot of great miniatures in this. I'll let Nick take it away from here though.
Deep within the untamed wilds, there is a valley where the sun's light seems to flee from the canopy, leaving the forest floor in a perpetual, sickly twilight. Here, the Gnarled Hollow breathes with a hungry, heavy rhythm, and every snapping twig sounds like a death sentence whispered in the dark. You are no longer the hunters. You have stepped into a domain where the natural order has been twisted into something unrecognizable and infinitely more violent. The trees themselves seem to lean inward, their roots slick with a silver ichor that shimmers like spilled moonlight under the heavy moss. In the shadows, the yellow eyes of a direwolf track your pulse, waiting for the precise moment your courage falters and your heart begins to race. High above, the skittering of giant red silk spinners creates a canopy of traps, while the territorial shriek of an owlbear echoes through the roots of the great tree. At the heart of this primal gauntlet sits the Alpha, a werewolf whose curse has infected the very soil, commanding an ogre of bone and muscle to crush any who dare intrude. This is not a quest for glory. It is a desperate scramble for survival in a world that has forgotten the taste of mercy. Out here, the only law is the fang, and the only certainty is that the forest is always hungry.
Yeah. So, really like this set. Obviously sounds extremely intriguing. This set, I'm a huge fan of spiders to begin with. I have a huge collection of spiders in my collection. But giant spiders, always great. Love my beasts. Love owlbears, direwolves, wolves. Then you throw in a little bit of werewolf with some dire rats, or some were-rats. I think that just set is very well rounded to where you can have a lot of fun playing this specific, interaction that we have made, while also these are very well usable miniatures to where you can bring these in a lot more times, especially the ogre, werewolf, spiders, things like that. So I think this is a lot of fun, but my favorite, let's hop over into that. This last one we got over here from Monster Manual Collection 1 is the Fire Elemental, Water Elemental, the Black Pudding splits, along with the Steam, Smoke, and another Steam method. Obviously, we're missing one out of that, and that's the Ochre Jelly. There is Ochre Jellies and Ochre Jelly splits that come in this. Just within that $50 to $60 range, they didn't quite fit. If you're willing to spend a little bit more, you could obviously play that into this one. But, Nick, take it from here.
Beneath the cobblestones of the capital city lies a secret the crown has spent a generation trying to bury in the dark. The King's Royal Alchemical Laboratory was supposed to be a triumph of progress. but it has become a pressurized tomb of sentient waste and volatile spirits. As you descend the iron rungs of the cistern, the air becomes a choking haze of sulfur and vinegar that burns the back of your throat with every shallow breath. The walls are not made of stone, but of copper pipes that hiss and groan under the weight of elemental entities siphoned for their raw, destructive power. Steam methods dance in the scalding fog, mocking your arrival, as the floor beneath your boots begins to ripple and sigh with the movement of black puddings. These are not mere beasts. They are accidents of magic, liquid malice that seeks to dissolve the very armor of your back and the steel from your hand. In the central fusion core, a fire elemental rages against its glass cage, its heat turning the runoff into a boiling cauldron of neon blue death. You have been sent to clean the facility, but you quickly realize that you are simply the latest reagents being added to a catastrophic chemical reaction. If you cannot stabilize the core, the city above will not just fall, it will dissolve into the earth.
So, obviously, I love a lot of portions of this. I picked the elementals to begin with. I thought that the ochres, the puddings, steam, smoke, fire, water elementals were just a good fit out of the Monster Manual Collection 1. This we really put together in a way that was a lot of fun. And obviously, yes, I wish the ochre jellies were in it. But again, keeping in our range. But the fact of this is more of a puzzle compared to being a straight, brawl of hobos. I guess is the best way to put it. Like it's more of the, hey, figure out how to dissolve this situation than actually, just go in and fight everything. It seems like in both of these. This was more of the aspect of, if your players play it correctly, they can have a lot of fun with the RP aspect, especially because we're putting things like smoke and steam methods that are going to be your major, NPCs in a way. You can talk to them compared to being able to talk to fire, water, and ochre jellies and the black puddings. Those are your talk tos. I think this is going to be a very fun way to make it less of a straight battle and more of a really nice puzzle.
Don't let them know which one's your favorite.
Yeah, no shit. But anyways, guys, please make sure that you let me know down in the comments which one of these three is your favorite, because what we're going to do in the next video is break these down. Whichever one you guys vote for specifically. If you want me to, I can throw up a poll on the YouTube channel. I'll probably do it anyways for this first video. I'll throw up a poll, and please, though, let me know down in the comments which one of these three you would like to see broken down a little bit more. Go in depth about the actual one-shot of it. Go into the stat blocks. Go into how you would actually run it, and maps, things like that. The goal is to, once you guys decide on what you would like to see, we're actually going to make maps, maybe run a one-shot to show you guys. That's going to be more on the, what's your channel?
The Yes and RPG whenever we actually get it live. It exists currently, but we haven't posted anything. We plan on doing some one-shots for it. I personally plan on building out the one-shots for each of these along with the maps. Those will be on my Patreon, which we'll link in the next video. We'll have that linked for you along with the one that you guys end up voting on.
So, yeah, but the next video will be based on whatever you guys vote on to see. We will make that. And the guys that vote for something that isn't what gets picked, be prepared, because when we make the next one after this, we're actually trying to keep that one in, pick a new set of miniatures, but have that still within the vote. So, we are playing a nice little fun game here that you guys could enjoy. We're going to enjoy a lot. I think I'm having an absolute blast with this. So, if you guys have made it this far and are enjoying this, number one, make sure to put your vote down below. But number two, make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.